enough. They was just in my DMs, ain't no trust in these sluts. I'm about to call up Diamond, bitch. No, if you linking up, I'm like, what in the fuck? If you scared, then just say that whole enough is enough.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Danielle, and we are back with another video. So listen, I know I look a mess. Don't worry about all that, but that ain't why we here. Cause guess what? Why we here is because we have an unboxing. I can't show y'all my address, but we have an unboxing, and it's a whole lot more than these. They just, I guess, I don't know why they separated these the way that they separated these. So y'all, today is the release of both of my books. And I'm going to share them with y'all firsthand. 1 second. One moment. Hold on. Let me do something. First and foremost, let's get into, a lot of people ask me this a lot. And so I just want to make sure I answer that first before anything. So I get asked a lot, why did I start writing books? And the truth of the matter is, I started writing books because I felt like I had stories that needed to breathe. For so long, life gave me heartbreak, betrayal, broken trust. Like, my life gave me so many different things that I was not expecting to receive, first of all. Motherhood struggles, healing and survival. And instead of letting it drown me, because I did let it drown me at a certain point in my life, I decided to turn it into something that could speak life into other women who have been there also. This has been an amazing journey this far. Now, what inspired me to write my last 2 books was the fact that I went through something that was so traumatic that I felt like I was writing a book before I went through what I had went through. But however, when the situation occurred, I just politely said, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not writing no more books. I don't want to tell my story, because how can I tell a story that I'm still living in? And writing became my therapy. It was a way to process my own pain and piece together who I am as a person. It also became a voice, because too often I felt unseen, silenced, and misunderstood. And it's a legacy, if you ask me. So that my children and others who read my work could see that brokenness doesn't get the last word. And baby, I done been broken in plenty ways. And it's a mirror for other people. I must say so. I felt good saying that. So when women read my words, they whisper, that's me. And although I post content on other platforms outside of YouTube, those are the things that I get in my comments, where people say, you know, oh, you just read me, or you just told my life story, or, you know, everything you said resonated. And I just want women to know that no matter what you go through in your life, you're never alone. It's always somebody out there who has been through something, you know, as traumatic as you are, or somewhat similar to what it is that you may have experienced in your own personal life. I was tired of carrying pain in silence. And because of so many things that's happened in my life from childhood into my adult life, I walked around silenced, and I realized that silence made me cold-hearted. That silence made me not feel anything when I should have felt something. Every page is a piece of my truth, my healing, and my survival. I write for women who feel unseen, for the girls who gave her all and felt like it wasn't enough. We often as women go through that too, where we just pour so much into other people, but no matter what we pour, it's never enough. And that can also weigh on you as a woman, where you know you're pouring so much into somebody and it's never enough. For the moms who are trying to figure it out, My books aren't just stories. They're proof that you can turn pain into power and brokenness into beauty. And what inspired me to write my book, let me show y'all. So we are going to unpackage, before I get to that, we're going to unpackage my books. And let's take them out of the packaging. Oh my goodness. Y'all, here is my first book. It's called Unchosen, the girl. Well, this is not my first book that I have written, but this is one of the first books to this release. It's called Unchosen, the girl that was everything but enough. And on the back of my book, I did put a message that states what happens when the girl who was never enough learned that she was chosen all along. This is more than just a story. It's a mirror for every woman who has felt unchosen but is ready to rise. What made me realize that I was never unchosen, I was chosen all along, is that when I began to heal certain parts of myself, I realized that I am not the girl who was everything but enough. I'm the woman who was everything that God needed to use. And sometimes as women, we forget that. And so this book here, on the back page, it says warm but worthy. This book is personal. And I don't know if you guys can really see the details into the back of this book, where I have a woman that is on her knees. Because she's tired. She's endured everything. So the back of my book is a woman that has been broken in so many different ways that she don't know how to repair herself. And nobody's listening. Nobody chose to see her. No matter what she gave, it was never enough. She was pouring from a cup that had absolutely not one thing in it, and nobody never poured back into her. The front of my book is a butterfly, of course, because everything starts off as a caterpillar but turns into a butterfly. Well, in order to get a butterfly, you start from a caterpillar. And this book is a woman that's walking into the light, because she realized that I may have been unchosen to a lot of people, but I was the woman that God needed to use. You know, so with that being said, I'm choosing freedom because I didn't realize that I was already free. From the beginning. This book, writing this book broke me down in ways that I didn't even know was possible. Inside of this book, I give you the story of a woman who has been through everything from abuse, from figuring it out when she had nobody but herself. So this book details a lot of different things outside of just abuse, and a woman that's finding her way. It's just God putting her on different missions and understanding her place in the world. This book is called My Own Untold Story. Is originally called Addicted to Power. Now, as y'all can see the details of this book, I have diamonds on the book. Mind y'all, the cover of this book is what it is because this is what God showed me in a dream. God showed me this book cover. Before I started writing this book, God had showed it to me in a dream. And the reason why it took me years to write this book is because God told me that when it was time, he would tell me. And so, because this book has so many different elements in it, every time I begin to write this book, I would quit. And I could never understand why my focus could never stay on writing that book. And I didn't realize at the time that God was only telling me that my focus was not in writing that book, was because God said that he wanted for certain people to be old enough to be able to understand what's in the side of this book. This book was very personal. This book is from someone who endured trauma as a child before she could even spell her name. It's not something that she asked for. It was just passed down to her. I will say that both of these books are very, very personal to me. And this book was written to tell a story that many have yet to hear. Most people create the image of me based off of someone else's judgment. I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't as bad as they made it seem. For years, I didn't correct those who spoke on me and my decisions because they wouldn't understand. I'm better today because I'm willing to tell my side of what was meant to break me. I am bendable, but never breakable. And for that very reason, I have to tell my story and to encourage others that no matter how bad it may seem, never give up on healing thyself. Most importantly, I would like to give an extra thanks to Keontae, Washington, and Todd for pushing me to become my greatest self. I hope this book helped those who lost themselves pleasing others, and how important it is to heal. So let the healing season begin. Y'all, this book, I'll just be honest. I wrote this book in 4 days. And this is let's see how many chapters. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But let's see. They didn't add my page. They didn't. So this book is 28 chapters. And I wrote this book in 4 days. I challenged myself when I wrote this book. I gave myself 30 days to write this book. I may attach videos here somewhere where y'all can see the process of how bad this book broke me to write it. Like, I masked pain for so long and I didn't realize how it would affect me. Masking the pain, that when I begin to talk about it so that I can heal from it, I didn't realize that it weighed on me so bad. And so this book is most definitely personal also, but you have to read these books to understand the reason behind these books. And people can say, oh, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. But in all actuality, they didn't even realize that God had me silent for a reason. I didn't react to certain situations and certain things that occurred within, my journey, because although people can say, you should have did this or you should have did that, I waited for God. When God told me it was time, I came out of hiding. And as you can see where I'm sitting at right here, talking to y'all right now, because God knew the importance of silence is your power. So meanwhile, nobody I cared about corrected my name. They just let people create this narrative of me that was not valid. And did it hurt? Yes, it hurted a lot. It hurted that nobody defended me in my absence. It hurted that nobody felt the need to correct anybody from speaking bad things on me. In this untold story, I exposed a lot of different things and a lot of different people. Are they going to be upset about it? Probably. Ask me, do I care? No. Because it's my truth and I'm walking in it. So with that being said, you can purchase my books on Amazon. I have e-copy. I have ebooks and also hard copies. If you would like to purchase from my website, just comment in the comments and I can let y'all know my website to go to and purchase if you don't want to go through Amazon. My books also will be listed in Barnes and Nobles. So yay, congrats to me. But overall, you guys, I'm super excited that my books did get released today. If you decide to purchase a book through Amazon, you cannot get the hard copy today, but you most definitely can get the e-copy, the ebook. The hard copy do not release until October the 4th. But y'all, these books are amazing. Like, just to see it in real time, like just to see in real time what I created is amazing. Like, I never thought I would make it this far. I don't want to cry. We're not going to cry. Nope, we're not going to cry. I never thought I would see myself this far, because I was the girl that everybody talked about and they didn't even know my story. Recently, I lost both of my jobs in the same week, and I asked God, what is it that you want from me? And I always tell God, God, I want to do something that means something to the world. And As y'all can see, I'm walking in that, which is why I continue to create my content, because my content is leading to something. I know I don't just show y'all inside of my everyday life, but I have some new things that I am coming up with, so that way I can get that put out also. It's a movement. It's not just words. I want movement and action behind it, because I know what it feels like to not have no one stand behind me at all. So I said it to say, y'all, I am super excited because I released these books. In these books, I exposed a pregnancy that I went through. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, but you have to buy the book to understand the purpose behind everything that I'm saying to you right now. I just want y'all to know that no matter what you go through in your life, no matter how ugly it starts, no matter how bad it may seem, never give up on yourself, because understand that meanwhile, a lot of people may have people rooting for them. I don't have nobody but me. So if I lost everything I had today, all I had is me. So I said that to say, never stop chasing your dreams. If it's something you want, get up and get it. Because guess what? You have the ability to get it. And I'm not going to make this video too long. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you can be notified every time I drop a video. And we out of here, y'all.